Jake, great to see you. Still some of the best lettuce in the show. The hair, I'm jealous. I want to talk to you about your former club, the San Diego Padres. They are a season low, 4 games under 500. Obviously, they have the talent, but what have you noticed?
Well, I think it's just culture building. You put a lot of new faces in a room. You know, you got to gel as a team. We all know this. It takes time. You have these teams like the Dodgers in your division, that have established a culture in a way that they're going about it. When you put so many new faces and you put so many new superstars in it, we just haven't seen them gel and play good baseball. It's like everybody's trying to prove their worth and do too much. But when you see players-only meeting after leaving the bases loaded a few times with nobody out and not scoring, there's a real focus now to get back to what got us here, what made us these great players. That's playing the game of baseball. We're seeing a lot happen with the Mets in the same way. And what one swing of the bat can infuse a team and almost turn the tide. San Diego's looking for that spark. They're going to find it sooner or later.
Yeah, they've had a couple of team-only meetings, and you are a former player, a 2-time World Series champion. When those team-only meetings occur, is that really when the stuff is hitting the fan?
Well, there's no doubt. You're not having meetings when things are going well. And there's just, I say this all the time, Alana, there needs to be accountability within the players. When a player can say and hold another player accountable for his actions and the way he's going about his business, things seem to change. They've got a great leader in Bob Melvin, great front office staff, and all kind of resources to get going. But when things really start to change is when players in that room are questioning and stepping up towards other people's intent, focus, and effort, and is that team-oriented. The Padres are getting that, and like I said, it just takes time. You've got 4 superstars to start that lineup. Where do the other guys fit in? When they all gel together as a team, we're going to see the Padres come out and be just fine.
You mentioned one of the superstars, Xander Bogaerts, is going to face his former club today there in San Diego, of course, going up against the Boston Red Sox. Okay, staying in the NL West, the Padres and everybody else are looking up to the Los Angeles Dodgers. I think, just based on what's happened this year, Jake, that Clayton Kershaw was a pretty good free agent signing. What have you seen from the future Hall of Famer?
Without question. When you look at what Clayton Kershaw did in the first half of his career, and we would all say he's in the latter half, he's figured out a way to evolve and stay relevant and even as good as he's ever been at times. Certainly, we pass our condolences on him losing his mother. We saw the toughness. And again, I said the Dodgers have a culture. It starts with this guy, Dave Roberts, that leader, but the leader on the field and in uniform, Clayton Kershaw. There is a Dodger way because of Clayton, and everybody who walks in, pitcher or position player, follows this guy's lead. It's fun to see him staying relevant and as good as anybody in the game right now.
Yeah, don't tell Clayton Kershaw that he's lost his edge. Zach Gallen looks every bit as much of an ace for the Arizona Diamondbacks on the hill again tonight. So far, 5-1 on the year. What do you like about his stuff?
Well, I love everything. I love that he is a complete pitcher. This guy had a big-time year last year that builds confidence. It builds your ability to navigate tough situations, get yourself out of jams, and I've seen that growth just continue this year. He's a 4-pitch guy, throws everything on the corners, has no problems with righties or lefties. I love what he's doing for that Arizona Diamondback team who's been really good under Torey Lovullo all year long.
Yeah, he has a 2.5 ERA, lower than a 2.5 ERA, going up against the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight. Okay, focusing on the NL East, and when you think the NL East right now, of course, you think the Atlanta Braves have, a top of the division. You also think about the New York Mets, Jake, because they, spent $1 gazillion in the offseason, love the manager, and they are a talented team. But Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander have struggled. How do they fix this situation and really start making up some ground in the division?
Well, Max and Justin are going to figure it out. I believe in veterans with track records who've been as good. These are 2 Hall of Famers we're talking about. So for me not to think they're going to figure it out is absurd when we're talking about Justin's only been out there a handful of times. Max, it just hadn't gotten it going, and we all know about the sticky substance issue. I think the tide has turned a bit in Queens when the 2 young kids, Alvarez and Vientos, goes deep and Alonso's now back on the scene. It seems like the tide and the momentum has a chance to shift in New York. But you're right, Alana. It's going to start with this starting pitching. Senga's been outstanding, but other than that, McGill was good the other day. They haven't had production and been out of games early. When the starting staff comes around and he starts with those 2 guys you named, You start putting those two out there doing what they can do. Senga, McGill, Peterson goes down and gets it figured out. Get some bullpen help. I do think they need some bullpen help with Diaz, with Ottavino and Robertson. They're going to have some help. But good news for the guys over in Queens right now. It seems like the momentum and the culture is starting to build.
I'm going to ask you this just because you and I, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending upon how you look at it, are members of the 40 Club. Do we make too much about Justin and Max being in their 40s? You have confidence they're going to figure it out?
I do have confidence they're going to figure it out. Now, can Justin, I don't know if anybody, and I certainly didn't think, this guy had a 1.7 ERA in winning a Cy Young, almost unanimously, if it wasn't. I don't know if they can replicate that success, but they're going to be much better than what they've advertised so far. We're talking about Justin coming off an injury. Him and Alex Avila were talking, his former catcher. We've been in the building, and he's searching and going to continue. These guys, you don't have the career they have without being able to evolve and figure your way around hurdles, whether that be health or whether that be your mechanics. Both of these guys are working tirelessly, and like I said, I know that from the inside. And yes, they're older. Their stuff isn't quite what it was, but they still got some salve and a will to win like not many in the game do.